Beautiful music, beautiful, beautiful music.
Love
John Anyan. Wow, wow. I mean, a call to patriotism, right?
True.
Yeah, I
very
love
inspirational.
It. I love it.
That's
I
a good
love
one.
it. I love it. Good one to start the week with, huh? Uh-huh.
Yeah, you actually missed the first one. It was so good. It
know.
was so good.
He's so talented.
So talented. I think we need more people to, delve into that industry or that part of the industry, the
Right.
inspiration side of things.
Music,
Yeah.
Okay, let's inspire you this morning, especially the men out there who are carrying a one sack but wish they had 6 packs.
Yes.
We're going to have a conversation about men and pot bellies, and we have that special individual joining us this morning is Esther Obey-Mensah, an opulent dietitian and co-founder Zen Diet Consult. Let's give it up for Esther. And let's have Esther join us so we can begin the conversation on men and pot bellies. I don't know if what I carry.
Hi, Esther.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Esther, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, yourself.
So he's
I'm
wondering
okay, I'm
if
okay.
he has a pot belly.
Hey, what I have, I don't know. Does it pass?
I think we need to run the test.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You actually run tests for
Yes,
that?
we usually do a physical examination to
Oh,
actually
yeah,
assess.
on your waist.
Yeah, we use the tape measure to
Okay.
check your waist circumference,
Right.
then your hip circumference,
Okay.
then we do the ratio, then you can now say you have pot belly or central
Which one has to
obesity.
be bigger than the other for me to have a pot belly?
Oh, you need to have, for it to be bigger.
If I do have a pot belly,
Yeah.
then does it mean that what my waist is bigger than my...
Yeah, so your abdomen,
Your abdomen
will
side,
protrude
yeah.
more
Yes.
than your hips.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. So this is actually a very, very familiar topic because,
Exactly.
like, it's close to each and every one of us. But what's the misconception of pot bellies?
I think in Africa, good morning to our cherished viewers. In Africa, I think the misconceptions about sugar daddy, if you are having pot belly, it means that you are rich, it means you are wealthy. And so,
maybe he's
gone
a
are those
daddy,
days-
but low sugar.
I know, right? I know, right? So I think that's a misconception. So people think that every man or every person with pot belly, especially the men, means that they are wealthy.
Yeah.
And so for those having a 6 packs are those that are not wealthy. But that conception, it needs to be cleared. It's actually not true.
Right.
Yeah, because it's actually the extension of the abdomen as a result of fat accumulation.
So it's fat accumulation.
Fat accumulation around the abdomen, which we call central obesity,
Okay.
or which we call based on your body shape, because men actually have apple-shaped compared to pear-shaped,
Right.
and they also have more muscle composition than fat composition. So the process where they tend to have more fat now, then there is a problem.
Right.
Yeah, so that is not a sign of good living at all. It's actually posing their health at a risk,
Right.
because it comes with a lot of health complications as well.
Yeah, but what are some of the factors that contribute to this? So apart from the fat, okay, yes, we all know it's fat, like you just said, but what
Exactly.
factors contribute to those fats? That's cause it?
Exactly. So basically, we have hormonal changes, we have food, we have stress, and then we have genetics.
Do men really go through hormonal changes?
I was going to ask that.
Exactly. Yes, they do. We have a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol
Okay, yeah.
is a hormone that regulates fat metabolism, and so it's if you have high levels of it, it affects how you're able to store fat or how you're able to break fat down. You also have an enzyme we call lipoprotein lipase, which determines where your fat goes, where you need to store the fat at any part of the body. But it's high in men around the abdomen, it's actually centered around the abdomen. So that actually it's like a factor that contributes. So if you have more around the abdomen level, it means that where the fat will be stored will be around the abdomen. And
Right.
you're getting it,
Yeah,
yes. And so we also have different type of fats. We have the body fat, we have the visceral fats, and we have the fat that could be found in the blood. And so if you tend to have this accumulation of the fat around the abdomen, it means that your visceral fat tends to go high, and these are fat that are surrounding your internal organs. That's your kidney, your liver, your heart, any other organ that's located around the abdomen, the central part of the body. And so if you tend to have high of this fat accumulation as a result of the enzymes you have, which determines which is even high in men, or as a result of the cortisol hormone, then you tend to have this protruding stomach as a result of the fat. sorry, the fat accumulation.
Okay.
However,
Like
exactly, as you are seeing on the screen. So, however, also, if you don't exercise, lack of physical activity, you see, with exercise, it tends to firm the skin. You could see the difference.
that's ironic. Very ironic.
Exactly,
It's so
exactly.
not fair.
So it tends to firm the muscles around the stomach and also tend to build some muscles in there. And so if you don't also exercise, the muscles over there are loose. So the ability of them to be elastic or to produce is very easy.
Wow.
So you realize those who have that less flexibility of the skin or don't exercise, the little they take, there's that protruding.
Right.
So over a period of time, then you tend to realize that the fat accumulation also comes in and then becomes a permanent board that you all see protruding.
Right.
Is it dangerous, or does it get to a stage where it becomes dangerous?
It's actually dangerous because when we do this measurement, that's the waist circumference to the hip circumference, we have ratio. So we have a ratio because 0.8 for women and 0.95 for men. So if it extends the 0.95, then you are at risk. However, the internal organs are there. It's very hard for you to burn the visceral fat, which is actually cushioning these organs. And so if it tends to increases, then it means that a lot of fat around these organs can pose also cardiovascular conditions as well.
All right, so we the whole topic is about men and pot belly.
Yeah.
But I have like two questions,
Okay.
which pertains women and children. At what age do we say someone has a pot belly? Is it only for adults? And also, do women get pot bellies in the sense that maybe after childbirth,
Yeah.
it's very hard to burn. I mean, to
Exactly.
strengthen that muscle on your abdomen. So, like, does it get to a point that when you leave it, you now get a pot belly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's usually among the men 40 years and above. Because I said initially the cause can be genetic. So if you actually have these cells over there after 40, if you don't check your diet, you're not physically active, your chances of getting pot belly is very high.
Oh, we have
irrespective.
people under 40 who are used to certain lifestyles. and so
Exactly. So basically after 40, but before 40, if you don't take care of yourself and then you expose yourself to the lifestyle that would make you get this pot belly, eventually even at 20, late 20s, you can start getting your protruding pot belly, or something we call the beer belly. So in women also, you could also get, it's something we call central obesity. However, we have our lipoprotein lipase usually focus around the butt and the buttocks and then the breast. And so hardly will you see women having pot belly as men.
So you're saying
however, we also
it
have,
goes down there instead of...
yeah, so we usually have our fat deposition around the buttocks and then the
I
breast.
need that. So why is it not coming to me?
However, it also depends on your body shape anyway. Yes, it also depends on your body shape anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so women can also have pot belly, but it's not predominant among us. Yet, we also have women that have central obesity, but it's not as predominant as men that has so protruding because their body shape, their apple shape there. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. And you can solve all this by dieting?
Yes, with dieting and exercise, and also checking your lifestyle as well. We also have something we call the Circadian Rhythm, that is during the night. So that's where the late eating comes in. And you realize that lately, something I've observed that during the weekends, you really go to release stress. So you realize that at the joint, now there are live bands where people go and enjoy live bands, and at the end of the day, they tend to consume alcohol. And it eats late into the night. So it also affects the rhythm. And it also affects how the body also stores fat, because at night, the ability of the body to use energy is very low because it assumes that it's time to sleep. And so if you keep late into the night, the body, you tend to consume more calories, either from the beer or any other alcoholic beverage, or even your kebab or any other thing you eat late into the night. As a result of that, the body doesn't use the energy or the calorie it gets from that. So it stores it over a period of time. So it becomes a practice over a long period of time. Then there's that accumulation. So you need to stop the late eating. You need to stop eating into the night. If you know that you don't want to be tending to eat anything, then you need to make sure that you have a pattern, that your sleeping pattern. If your sleeping pattern is distorted also, it could also affect how the body stores your energy and how the body uses it. It also affects your appetite as well. The hormones that regulate leptin and ghrelin that regulates your satiety and then your hunger. These are all hormones that come in play. And so with late eating and then also with how often you eat, it also affects the accumulation of the fat.
All right, so how long will it take
Yeah.
for someone to start seeing results in case they start changing the way they do things, especially with the pot belly?
Yeah, so it's actually faster to gain the weight around the pot belly, but it's very hard to lose it.
Yeah,
However,
clearly.
with exactly. So however, with exercise and then with the changing of the diet, eating more fruits and vegetables, at least in every week we should lose reasonably 0.5 kg. Okay, in terms of you want to lose the belly, but we are looking at if it's over a period of time, over like 5 years, you've had this accumulation over 5 years or 10 years. You don't expect 6 months. It should be able to trim.
Yeah.
It will take over like a year or two. That is, it all boils down to your consistency in exercising and being determined to discipline yourself in terms of the diet as well.
All right, so people that are, you've talked about, food and, not living a healthy lifestyle. What if you're prone to it by genetics?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was going to ask if it's hereditary.
So what do you
'cause
now do to avoid it?
I know a certain Richard, I don't think he stays out late. I don't think he drinks. Maybe the pork small, but
It's not small. The
he
pork is not
has a
small.
belly. Could it be hereditary?
Yeah, it's hereditary. That's when the discipline has to come in. If you realize it runs through the family, your dad has pot belly, your uncle or anybody in the family has something of that, so then you are also at risk. So you need to start at the earlier stage. Maybe you hit your late 20s, enter your 30s, you need to really check your diet. So with that, it reduces your risk or it curbs the accumulation of the fats than just leaving it to just chances and then enjoying life as it is. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so now some people are already naturally big. So now how do we define or how do we differentiate between maybe your natural body and getting to a pot belly? Yeah, because obviously some people are just naturally big. Like I have a big bone, you understand? So I am quite heavier than someone that is not big bone. So how do we now differentiate to say, this is the problem or this is just you?
Yeah, so as I made mention earlier on, it's basically sensual obesity. And usually with the pear-shaped, from your adolescence, you don't really get it protruding to that extent where it becomes so obvious that you have pot belly. So if you're already big, it will be even. If you are big, it will be even. You need to see every part of your body. If you're naturally someone who is from childhood, you are fat, the fat deposition will be even. But the moment where it becomes uneven, where it's so obvious that the abdominal region is extended to the point where we have some conditions anyway that shows that you have extended abdomen. That's ascites as a result of fluid accumulation when you have liver condition. That is way, way different from if you have the general pot belly. So not everyone you see out there also you may think that it's pot belly. It could be ascites, which is fluid accumulation as a result of a liver condition. However, most of the ones we see on the streets are pot belly.
Is there any connection or link between having a pot belly and snoring?
The snore is not necessarily about the pot belly. It's basically about the fat accumulation. And you know, when there's a lot of fat in the system, there is that connection anyway, and also depends on the positioning whilst you are asleep. If you position this way, you have higher risks of snoring. If you position this way, reduces your risks. However, if you have a lot of fat deposition in your body, it increases, there is that link, it increases your chances of snoring. Not necessarily the pot belly, but in general.
The fat composition.
Exactly.
So last question for
Around
me,
the
has there
thoracic region.
ever been any success stories of people who went from pot bellies to normal size bellies?
A lot.
By December.
December body.
A lot of them. It's all about determination. You being consistent with your exercise, because you have exercise for the stomach. If you focus the exercise mainly at that region.
That's so painful.
Yeah, but you need a result. Okay, so yes, there'll be a lot of success stories. It's actually something that is treatable with lifestyle changes, with exercise, and checking your sleeping pattern and then your late eating is actually very, very possible to turn from your or 1 pot belly to 6-pack, or 1 pack to 6-pack.
No, it's a sack.
It's a sack,
It's
rather.
a sack. That cannot be a pack. Thank you so very much, Esther Obey-Mensah. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can get me on all social media platforms as Opulent Dietitian, or if you want to reach out on WhatsApp, 0202 569733, or zendietconsult.com. You can also reach out and then book an appointment.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very
Thanks for
much.
having me.
Yes, you heard it. So yeah, go and look for Opulent Dietitian and let's begin some work on the pot belly. Let's have that beach body by December so that we'll go topless at the beaches, you know what I'm saying.
3 months to go.
Anyways, guys, it's time to check out the entertainment highlights.